Get a life, nerd.
Hey everybody, Alkali Lake here, and this is my tutorial for my Spider-Man MaryJane mashup. I did this live on Twitch, so you might see some overlays pop up with subscriptions, followers, bits, things like that. If you're not familiar with Twitch, you can watch content like this live and ask me questions about what I'm doing, what products I'm using. My Twitch is twitch.tv/alkali_lake, and I stream 5 days a week there, and I try to do one makeup look a week. Prior to filming this, I had already done my base makeup, which is Tartist. I enjoy Tartist because they are cruelty-free, so they're not mean to the bunnies, you guys. I already did my brows as well, which is Anastasia Brow. And at this point in the video, you see me adding on the red eye makeup. I'm actually going pretty strong with it because in this tutorial, I'm going for a very anime, very super cartoony eye look. My makeup is based on Jade Deacon's makeup tutorial that she did on Instagram. That is her pictured in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Again, that is Jade Deacon, and this look is inspired by her original look. Find her on Instagram and give her a follow there. The artwork behind me is by J. Scott Campbell. He's an artist for Marvel, and that is his MaryJane look. And he draws women beautifully. So if you're not following J. Scott on Instagram, give him a follow as well. Here you can see me doing the eye makeup, and I'm going really, really heavy. J. Scott has a tendency to draw his female characters with very, very heavy eye makeup. I love it. I'm using the red eye makeup from a Morph palette. I think it's morph.com, you can find them there. This again on my cheeks for my contouring is the Tartist Gold Contour palette. I believe these are eyelashes from Sephora. And you saw me bend the eyelashes there at the camera. After I apply my duo glue, I like to bend them in like a U shape and just hold them there for a second until the glue gets tacky. I have a kind of a curvy eye, and I find that they stick on better when I do that. You'll see me curve them to the screen again. There we go. Once I have the eyelashes on, I still apply mascara. Like, it is a lot of look. This is an inexpensive red lip color. I can't remember from where. All right, I'm moving on here. I'll be moving on here to Paradise AQ makeup from Mayron, and it is a cake color that's water activated. So you'll see me come in with a paintbrush dipped in water that I dip into the cake makeup. If you are interested in finding these products, I will link them in the description. Also, you can find them by going to my Instagram and going to my link tree. And if you go to Allie's Top Picks, you will find my Amazon store. So I am an Amazon partner, which means I make enough recommendations for people and people follow my recommendations enough that Amazon has decided I can be a partner with them. Cool thing about this is if you buy things that are under my recommendation list, I will get a tiny, and I mean super tiny kickback, you guys. You won't pay anything different, but it helps us artists survive just a little bit. If anything, we get coffee money from it. So I'll take that as a win. Alright, so here I've drawn the lenses. I chose to make my lens a slightly different shape than Jade did. I enjoy the Spider-Man series, and I like the lenses where his come into more of like a cat shape in the corner. Now you can see I've started the red, and again, this is the Mayron Paradise AQ makeup. It is probably about $10 a pot on Amazon, but I have discovered, and you can find it on my Amazon Top Picks, a palette that has 8 colors, and it is red, black, white, yellow, green, brown, orange. I think there's a couple colors in there, so you get several of them for less than, I think, $40. It's very inexpensive as far as like buying a lot of cake-based makeup goes. You can see I'm trying to get really close to the black line here, and I'm using a really small brush. The problem with aqua colors is that if you touch a color to another color that's been already done, it can blur it a little bit. So you'll see me come in later, and I'll actually strengthen that black color around the eyes more because the red sort of blurred the line. Here I'm painting my body with a brush, but I would recommend using a kabuki brush if you're going to go for a seamless effect. I'm going to get kind of streaky lines because I'm using a brush. I didn't care here because I'm going to go over the top with a red eyeshadow to blend out those lines. But if you're not going to be going over the top of something, you'll want a smoother look. I'm also going to be adding black webbing and a black Spiderman emblem, so I'm not that worried right now. So if you see streaking, just know it won't matter to the finished product. You can see that anywhere I'm ending the makeup, I'm kind of fading it out a little bit, and I'll do that more with red eyeshadow. The red eyeshadow I'm going to use is from Sephora, and I chose to do it that way because I needed a lot of it. So I bought a pot of red eyeshadow, and I think it was about $7. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm coming over top of everything with red eyeshadow, and I'm blurring out those lines. Next, you'll see me dip the eyeshadow into black, and that's off the Morph palette again. And I'm gonna come in and shade areas like the bust line, the collarbone. It just looks pretty when you shade the collarbone. Also, it adds a three-dimensional effect, and if you're choosing to do photography or take some pictures after you do your look, you're gonna get blasted out a little bit by the light, so you're gonna wanna choose to shade areas of your body to make it look as good as possible, considering that the light's gonna wash you out of it. Now for the fun part, I chose a very skinny brush. These are just like art brushes that you can get from the art store. Very inexpensive. You can buy like a assortment pack at Walmart for like $3 or $4. I'm doing the Spider-Man emblem now. I chose to use a different Spider-Man emblem than Jade did. Again, follow her on Instagram. Spider-Man has had a lot of different looks through the years. He's been around for a long time, you guys. So I chose a Spider-Man emblem that I liked a little bit better. Instead of the curvy legs, it's got like the strong, edgy kind of legs on it, which I liked a little bit better. Also, I can totally imagine seeing a Venom overlay over this, as if he's being taken over by Venom, by maybe even pouring on some liquid black latex that dries and then separating it apart and having a really cool look, so maybe next time. I'm taking that same brush and I'm moving to the face and I'm making straight lines. Anytime you're making kind of like the anchor lines of the web, you're going to want to make really straight ones, but when you're using the connecting lines, make them curvy. And here I am strengthening that lens around my eyes a little bit more. I'm going for quite a thick dark lens there. So here's the U's. Make sure they connect to another U and aren't just kind of floating there. You can add a couple little floaty there pieces, but in general, the little U shapes connect to another U shape on another side of a straight line. When I get to the part of my, the lower part of my body, my chest area, everybody, I'm going to be drawing the lines into the mirror. So I'm gonna try not to look down at my body while making the straight lines, because if I do that, they'll be curvy. So you can see me looking into a mirror to do them. I want them to look straight to a viewer, not to me. So if I were to look down at my body now at these straight lines that you can see, they would look curvy to me because I have to go over my collarbone and over the bust area. So again, make them straight into a mirror. And then we'll come the curvy lines, and also following up with the curvy black lines, I'm gonna come in with a shadow, and I wanna make this look really three-dimensional. Again, you guys, one more plug for my Amazon store. Again, you don't pay anything different if you use my links. You can actually use my link to make any Amazon purchase. You don't have to just buy the recommended products. If you just click on my link and go about your normal spending, I will get a tiny kickback from that. Just remember, it helps us tiny little artists out there continue and keep going. So almost done with the lines here. I made a mistake up on the upper right shoulder, but I didn't care because I'm gonna come in and shade it anyway. Don't get nervous if you make mistakes. It's totally fine. Little happy accidents, right? Bob Ross would be proud. I'm coming in and I'm shading even deeper on those eyes, and I'm fading up the blend out line between where I ended with the wet cake makeup, and I'm putting in the red eyeshadow to blend that out. So here comes the shadows. Just regular black eyeshadow, everyone. Nothing too nuts here. And I think that this was like the turnaround on this makeup. This is where it got good. In the original makeup, there was no shading like this done. And again, just being a Spider-Man fan and being around the comics and comic book conventions for so long, I wanted to make this as three-dimensional as I possibly could. Next, I'm going to come in with my Tartist highlight palette. It's a 3-color highlight palette, and I'm using the top color. It looks white in this video, but it's more of like a cream, almost pinky blushy color, which worked great with the red. And I'm just using that to highlight some areas. If you choose to highlight the top, continue with the top sections. If you continue to highlight in bottom corners, then highlight in bottom corner sections. You have to keep consistency to make the makeup look good. I was so nervous when I originally recorded this to make the white highlights because they weren't done in the original makeup, and I had a feeling it would look good, but I wasn't sure. Once I got going, I could not stop. I loved them. Next up is what ties the whole look together. I have purple hair, which doesn't quite work from MJ, so I pull it back into a loose braid, and I'm going to be using a wig. It's on my Amazon store. Sorry to keep pushing that, you guys, but if you want to know where these products are, that's where they are. So I'm using a wig from Charisma. It's you can find it linked there, and this is not like a bright red that you often see girls use for MaryJane. I hate when the fake red wigs are used. This is more of a copper, and I think it looks so much better for redheads. And the brand does a great job without making it look too shiny. A shiny wig is a dead giveaway. This is also a lace front, which means it seamlessly blends to your face line, and you can't see any of your own hair peeking out, and they're just beautiful. You can also custom shape a lace front hairline and give it a widow's peak or anything you want. But anyway, it makes me MJ. The wig makes the whole look. Here I come in and darken the lips just a little bit more and add some finishing touches. Again, if you want to watch these things live, you can follow me on Twitch as user Alkali Lake. Thanks for watching this content, everyone. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more looks like this. I also play Hearthstone on Twitch and do cosplay building and prop making. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Hit that button. Bye, everyone.